Hey guys, how's it going? Companion here. Today I want to talk about one of my favorite little cards out of the League of Explorers. It is the Ethereal Conjurer. His, sound when he hits the battlefield basically is the entirety of this card. You want it? I got it. And he does have a pretty big presence in both Arena and Constructed. Let's tackle the Constructed side first. So we have seen some Constructed play out of this guy, but he's not really in the refined type of decks that you might expect he would be in. His stats are a little bit weak for those type of decks. It seems that in most Tempo Mages, the 5-drop of choice is still the Azure Drake, as it's often better to just draw a card rather than fabricate one in the case of Ethereal Conjurer. But he does make some lists. For instance, if you take a look at some of the Reno mage decks out there, when you have to expand a little bit more in terms of the card pool, it does hit like every single one of those lists. He has hit, I think, some control mage deck lists, and we'll talk about why that is, why he's almost good enough. I think the real thing right now is he doesn't fit perfectly into a deck. He's very nearly good enough to be in some of the more popular decks out there, but not quite. So he is a little bit of a rarity in Constructed, but I'm sure some of you guys have had a lot of fun encountering the card at least. But in Arena, he has made a pretty big impact. He is one of the best cards a mage can get, and we do know that there is quite a good pick bonus for the League of Explorers cards, so you do actually run up against him quite frequently. It doesn't look like much. It looks like a card that you can just take out with your 3/2 minion or whatever, but there's a few things that play. So if you're winning, the attack of a creature is much more important than the toughness of a minion. So what you can do is, play a really high tempo turn on turn 4 or the turn before you play Ethereal Conjurer, and try to play him in a favorable board situation. And if you do, he's considerably more valuable. If your opponent just plays a 5, you can just play him as a 5. If he runs up against a 5/5 minion, well, he's going to do really well. Specifically because, you get something else as well. Usually what happens with this card is, if it's a back and forth, I end up trading my 5-drop, and I don't feel good about that. And if I'm losing, I usually have to use hard removal on a 6/3 minion, which is really bad. You usually lose the game because it's, a lot to remove, and you don't actually go 1-for-1 with removal because your opponent gets the discovered spell. And of course the discovered spell is going to be a mage only card because it's typically a mage that does play, but is based on the class that you are when you discover. I haven't really seen this guy played as anything but a mage. I guess there's some cases where that might be the case, but generally as a mage, he is very powerful. There's, I think, 29 mage spells right now, and I did a little bit of math. It's just over 10% chance that you get exactly the one spell that you want. And in Constructed, this has a little bit less of an impact, but still a pretty good one. But in Arena, it can have a huge impact because specifically like cards like Flame Strike or Pyroblast, these very extreme, very insane cards, you would put them in every single Arena deck if you could, but you can't because, well, they're somewhat rare in a lot of cases. So being able to fabricate them with this card overall increases the power of your deck considerably. So you have that aspect, but in general, much like most of the Discover cards, it's often better that you have to choose even though you don't get the best choice. So even if you don't hit on that, if you don't land on that 10% exactly the card you want, you're still getting quite a bit of value, and more so than you might realize. And maybe that's worth talking about. So a spell like Fireball, right? It's one of the best cards. It basically is in every single mage deck. But in some situations, you rather have a different spell. If you're losing on the board, and if your opponent has like a bigger minion, maybe you'd rather have Polymorph. Maybe you'd rather have a Flame Lance. So even though Fireball is on a higher tier level than the other cards, if you had the choice to switch in the middle of the game, it would be something you'd want to do, even though Fireball is like the best spell. So that is what the Ethereal Conjurer has to offer, specifically in Mage, because Mage has, it has 29 spells is a lot of cards, okay? But a lot of the spells do the same thing. So Mage has several board clears or several ways to stall the current board situation with freeze effects, with just raw damage in some situations. It has several ways to actually finish the game with direct damage. Yes, there's Fireball, but there's like 6 other direct damage cards. So the chance that you actually get kind of what you want is really high. And the chance that the situation of getting kind of what you want rather than a specific card is almost always going to be better. So this card is basically like, you get the body, you get the guy, you fabricate a card, but that card will often, more likely than not, have more value than any static card you might choose to include in your mage deck. And that's what makes him so powerful. He's much more powerful in Arena because the cards that you want to include, usually you don't have the option to draft them to begin with, so there's that. But, even in the worst case situation, he actually makes a pretty big impact. So there are quite a few bad mage cards, and most of them are secrets that are not likely to trigger. Things like, Spellbender, sometimes you get like an ice barrier as your best option. And those that's kind of like the bottom, but even the really bad cards, even the bottom, the floor of the options that he can provide really isn't too bad. The value of the card, even though it might not be great, what you get from the Ethereal Conjurer, just because it is a secret, and because your opponent knows that this is a secret that you fabricated, it's not one that you put on your deck, he has to go back to the drawing board and actually play around every secret. So you guys might be, you do that anyway. You don't. You really don't. If you play Constructed against the Mage, the amount of secrets that he could play are very limited. So if he's playing a Tempo Mage, almost always going to be Mirror Entity. In the rare case, we'll see like an Effigy or a Counterspell. But there's a lot more secrets than that. And if he fabricates one basically at random, you literally have to go through the entire list. So even though you get a bad card, the bad card will almost always be a secret. And if it is a secret, it does dictate the way that the game is played. So basically what I'm saying is there really is no objective bad outcome out of Ethereal Conjurer. And that makes him quite the superstar, and hopefully he makes a list that's a little bit more convenient for players to play, because I think Constructed players don't quite see the fun aspect of the card, as they don't encounter him quite as often as you do in Arena. But for now, I want to show you guys a few examples of the heights and a few of the lows that Ethereal Conjurer can produce, because overall he's been one of the best additions, best cards to be added to the set from League of Explorers. So if you haven't, check out the card, check out the clips, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay. Recently, the Arena decks have been absolutely fucking crazy. I think it has to do with the fact that the strength of your deck matters a lot more than it did before. You just can't outplay someone who has 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop. There's no outplaying that. Well, what's the worst that could happen? That's okay.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
First kill.
Don't push forward.
Well, that kind of sucks. No, I'm not going to ping it if it's a 2-3, so fine.
Push forward. Suck steel. Why? Suck steel. Why?
Interesting.
Missed the Parrot. Parrot would pull out the Blood Slurator, I guess. Cabal is a disaster, but it's an epic card, so...
Slippery.
I think it's a decent time to play the Hungry Dragon. Or I could play the Shattered Sun attack and ping. And the Cobra goes unchallenged. Tough call. I think I'll do the Cobra play.
We must cleanse the sunwell.
I do get punished by one attack buff, so that might suck. But I mean, if the one attack buff is a Velen's, then I'm totally fine with that. What the fuck? That's the third one I'm gonna have to kill. You just started the game. It's amazing that I've gotten this combo off at least twice now. Is it 3 times now? I'm not sure exactly.
I see.
It's interesting.
They are bent to my command.
There's Velen's first card in hand. That's a misplay.
They are bent to my command.
You're gonna entomb that one? It was like 2 misplays. Okay, whatever. Doesn't matter that much. I hate to break it to you, bro, but you don't have secrets. I'm sorry.
You call that?
Draft really fucking good decks. That helps, I guess.
Handle it.
Cult Master's winning it for me. Mind control. Can't do too much about that.
It is very hard. You want it? I got it.
Okay.
Do you like to play with fire?
Is someone injured?
BAM! Pyroblast! Oh man. That's a good one. Okay, I guess. It's fine. I'm in the slower bracket. Yeah. But usually as you get high up in wins, the slower bracket is not really relevant.
Yeah, beat it.
This matchup is GG. Well, you don't know that for sure. Star Wars: The Old Republic, the MMO? No. No, I used to watch a few like YouTubers who covered the game, but not really anything. 4 perfect openers. Perfect opener would be go first, get zombie chow. If it's not that, it's not perfect. Oh, that sucks.
It's getting hot in here.
Happy Feast of Winterland. Here we go.
Looking at me.
Happy Feast of Winterland.
I serve the Fire Lord.
Someday I'll be just like you.
Oh, what the fuck just happened here?
You looking at me? For the Lich King!
I actually think Flamewaker in this scenario, when I play a Spectral Knight, is less dangerous. Like, what spell can you actually play that generates tempo?
So many viewers.
Okay. It's a little bad. I'll just play some more shit he can't target. So if he wants to flame strike these 2 minions, he can do that. And go for 1 and 4 and then feel bad if he doesn't get it. That's what I'm giving up here.
This one. No, that one.
Holy shit. Okay, I don't know about that. That seems a bit scary now.
I enjoy
Here we go.
Okay. RNG didn't work. Or maybe he has no removal and I top deck Eviscerate and it worked exactly correctly. But, yeah, I think he has a removal spell. I mean, he's won 8 times. He's playing Flame Waker and mana discount cards. I would guess he has spells in his deck. I would guess.
You want it? I got it.
Alright, well, I don't know if you got it, but we'll see in a moment whether you do in fact have it.
Time runs out on me.
Bro, did you see my ogre last turn? You really think this is gonna do anything?
This one.
Damn.
Here we go.
Alright, it didn't work so well. Such a waste to play that, but like, can I play a Death Lord in this situation?
So many.
That is literally throwing the game, isn't it? If I do that.
Go ahead.
I think this is technically better. It's a pretty risky play, but I'm going to lose very quickly against this board right now. I have like 2 turns, so I think I do have to make a very risky play. Oh, he's drawn another Discover off the top. Is it going to be another spell? There's a fairly good chance that it is. Oh, Flame Lance. Okay.
Here we go.
Bye.
See you, bro.
Death does not spare me. We are the sword in the shadows.
So lucky. Yeah, I got pretty lucky there. Oh, incoming silence. This guy's made a lot of discoveries this game. Ah. 10. I could add 4. That's not good enough.
Strike.
Here we go.
Okay.
I wonder.
Not bad.
Right on time.
What can he get? There's nothing. Plus he put it on the wrong side.
You win this.
Alright, Loth. I mean, I beat a priest already, but that was really fucking lucky. I think I'll keep Lothib. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, we're pinging that because we want him to draw cards. Or that. That's fine too. You can kill that with Forgotten Torch. Then we have Frostbolt. Just ping against the Dark Cultist potentially. Nah. Greed boys. It might be a bad play, but I'm not really threatened by that. And I'm kind of threatened by Priest in general, so. Well, if he's got a Shadow or Pain, we're in a lot of trouble. Or Crazy Alchemist. I guess that could be a thing. Okay. What happens if he Shadow Manuses a Doomsayer? Well, at the end of his turn, I get it back, and then at the start of my turn, it triggers, so it works just fine.
I wield the power of Black. The end is close.
We can deal with the Doctor Boom, so I mean, that's really what's important here.
Are you mocking me?
Sure. Not too happy here.
Shields up.
Yeah, I'll just set up for an Alistraza play. Alistraza play is pretty good here. It just puts a lot of pressure on him that I otherwise don't have. Oh, that sucks.
Teamwork is paramount. Leave me alone.
Okay, let's do this.
You want it? I got it.
Alright.
I got this.
Oh, we have a lot of cards now. Pretty good death. I don't think I'll be doing that anytime soon.
By the power of Ragnaros, I have the power!
It's both deaths. Okay.
Welcome to the exhibit.
I mean, if that's frozen, I've seen both deaths. It's only Entomb that's gonna counter Alistraza.
You want it? I got it. Job done.
So he just knows I picked a duplicate. What?
Is someone injured?
Oh, does he have a Holy Nova again? Okay. There we go. Alright, give me a Flame Strike.
You want it? I got it.
I'll show them. I'll show
Pyro? How the fuck am I supposed to use the Pyro? I killed a Zombie Chow because if you run 2 Zombie Chows, you run Akonai. Well, you generally just run Akonai.
I wield the power of Black.
Okay. More super value. What is he doing? We're gonna balance after attacking. Oh. Sure.
You want it? I got it.
Guess Polymorph Boar is not bad.
Shields up.
We'll just get some more spells, it's fine. Counterspell against Priest. Yeah, it seems pretty good, but he's gonna have like a Ysera. I can't handle Ysera, so I think I'd rather just get Entombed, because like the next 2 creatures I'm playing are probably 6/3 Arcanists, so. Why no Cold Light? Because I'm gonna be at 9 cards again.
I dream.
Oh look, Ysera, weird.
Want it? I got it.
Still have Ice Block on the deck, but I haven't gotten it yet. I think a Cone of Cold might be good. I guess I have to do the boar. If I play the Cold Light, I mill 1, but he also mills 1. I guess it's a pretty good trade, because right now I'm the one who needs cards.
I'm almost out of cards.
That's a bad one to mill. It's only got 1 card. Sure, you can draw that 1 card twice, I guess. Never mind, he's only drawn it once.
I'm out of cards.
My hand is full.
Okay. Well, there goes Ice Block.
You want it?
I want it, bro.
I got it.
Frost Nova? Yeah, that's pretty good. We can work with the Frost Nova. You think he's gonna entomb that? I don't think you want to heal right now, bro.
Are you mocking me?
I think he has like a nightmare, so we need to be super careful.
I'll get him.
Power flows through me. In the grand tournament, you win or you die.
Well, he can't possibly win the joust. He doesn't have a deck to win from.
Running program. Hug.
Yeah, okay.
The beast in my say. Not again.
Yeah, just to threaten a little bit more damage. If he Holy Novas, he basically kills himself. 4, 5, 6. Yeah. If he Holy Novas, he's dead. That's Joust. Dude, Explosive Sheep out jousts nothing any day of the week. I mean, if he can't Holy Nova, he can only Light Bomb, which is a disaster, by the way.
Move quickly.
My word is paramount. Leave me alone.
Okay, there's Valens. So he takes... Oh, I wouldn't heal that. Did he just heal that? He just healed that. That just means I have lethal on board. Takes 5 at the start of his turn. Well, you know what that means. It's time to discover.
You want it?
I want it.
I got it.
Oh yeah. Look at that.
I'll get him.
Easy peasy. How many fucking Ethereal Conjurers did I play that game?